Thank you so much for joining us, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how to navigate the regional blog. So to start off, we're going to log into our Launchpad account, which is our single sign-on location. To do so, simply type in your URL launchpad.remax.com and hit enter, and you will be taken to the Launchpad login screen. If you've never logged into Launchpad before, please simply just type in the email address that Remax has on file for you under the username field, and then click Forgot Your Password down here in the gray box. A temporary password will then be sent to your email account, which you can then come back to the screen and use to log in. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. And click on Sign In. Now, once we're logged in, this is what the productivity suite looks like at the top of our Launchpad page. And as I mentioned, today we're going to be looking at the regional blog. So to do so, we're simply going to go over to the tile called Regional Blog and click on it. Now, there are tons of different resources and information available for you on our regional blog. This is sort of where we're starting to keep all the downloadable content that we want you guys to have access to. So we're going to go through this step by step, starting on the left-hand side with our Resources tab. So you can see here there's a few different things that I'm going to highlight for you. The first is our training. So if you click on training, it's going to open this page where you can look at the different posts that pertain to training. In particular, you can look at the upcoming training events. By clicking on this, you're going to see what we have coming up. So you can see here that right now we have our Camp Remax series of webinars. So you can click on these to see them. You can also register for those events by clicking down here on the Register for Camp Remax button. Going back up to the Resources tab, we also have Marketing and Social Media. So if you click on that tab, you will see that there are different posts that pertain to this. So we have our App of the Month. We post a different blog post every month highlighting different apps that are helpful to you as a real estate agent. We also have Competitive Intelligence. So you can see here we have Remax versus Century 21. So this just gives you some really great information about how Remax is performing next to some of our competitors. There's some visually appealing things that you can also print off down here. You can download these and print them off. So just going back one quick second. There's different tips and tricks, all kinds of great blog posts here that you can search through. One of the most important tabs, I think, is under the Resources tab if we scroll right down to Realtor Resources. Let's just click on that for a moment so I can show you what we have here. First, we have our Fast Facts. So these are done quarterly, and they are basically a printable document that shows you how Remax is performing online versus some of our competitors. So if we pick which province we'd like, so I'm going to go ahead and click on Ontario Fast Facts. You can see here that it's going to give you some numbers and statistics for remax.ca, so how many total page views we had, how many listings we had, how many agent requests, property info requests, and showing requests we had on our site. Then over here you can see that there was more visitors to remax.ca than other real estate franchise sites. So as you can see here, we had just under 29 million different views, and our closest competitor was royallepage.ca with just over 9 million. So again, these are great reports. Down here we have some information about global.remax.com, which is our global website. So how many listings we had, unique visitors, etc. And we also have some information about how we're performing on social media compared to Royal LePage, Century 21, and Keller Williams. So once again, you can print this off. You can feel free to include this in your listing presentation. Some great information for brand awareness. So that's Fast Facts. Now if we go once again, I'm just going to hit the back button, but we are in the Resources and Realtor Resources tab. We also have, again, some more competitive intelligence. So there's Remax versus Royal LePage. And I also wanted to highlight over here, we have market share reports. So these are also done quarterly. If you click on it, this will show you how Remax is performing in your area compared to our closest competitor. So as an example, with this one, you can simply look for your city name. So I'm going to look for Mississauga. And there's a few different types of reports you can pull up. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the units combined, and again, it's available in landscape or portrait. I'll pull it up on landscape. Simply click on the link and it will download. So you can see here that for Mississauga from January to March, we had 26% of the deals, and our next closest competitor was Royal LePage at just 17%, and so on and so forth. Now, if I go back for a moment and I do volume combined, you can see that this is the total volume sold, so the percentage of dollar amounts sold. So there's a few different ones that you can pull up. I was also going to show you this one. If you don't do the units combined, if you just do units, then you can see here now we've also sorted the listing side versus the selling side. So how many listings RE/MAX sold and how many buyers purchased through RE/MAX. And once again, we had 28 and 23% versus our next closest competitor, which was Royal LePage at 17 and 16%. So again, a great piece of information for you to insert into your listing presentation. You can quickly print that in both landscape or portrait formats. Going back up here, we also have image resources under the resources tab. So if you're looking to update your Facebook cover photo on your business page, we have all kinds of seasonal images that are available for you to download. They are branded, so they do have the RE/MAX logo already on them for you. So you can feel free to download those images and use them in your social media. And lastly, we also have our tips and tricks. So here we have just a bunch of blog posts with some, sales meeting success tips, tips on, improving your consistency. These will change on a monthly basis. There's always new information, so feel free to browse those posts as well. If we go over to the events tab, once again, you can see our events calendar. This will allow you to see what we have in terms of training and events coming up, and you can also register for any of these events directly through the blog. We have the event update button. So this will just be more blog posts. So you can see here a little bit of information about what we have coming up in terms of webinars and different training events. We also have our media reports. So we do a couple of different fairly large reports every year that we make available to you through the regional blog. You can see here that we have the recreational property report that was done in June. We had our spring trends report that was done in April, and we also had the housing market outlook report, which was done back in December. So these will always be posted under the media reports section of the regional blog, and you can feel free to download that and use that information however you'd like. You can share that with your clients. You can post that on social media however you'd like to use it. And lastly, we have the community tab. So if we go to Ontario Atlantic Growth, you'll see here once again we have certain blog posts about how RE/MAX Integra is doing, some of the updates about the region and what's going on with our agents and our brokers. We also have RE/MAX Cares. That's also a tab available directly in Launchpad now, but you can see some of our charitable efforts, blog posts about what we have going on with our various charities. So we are huge supporters of Sick Kids Hospital, Children's Miracle Network, as well as the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation. So there's a bunch of information about what we have going on for charities available under the community tab in RE/MAX Cares. And lastly, we have the hot air balloon section, which is also now a tab available directly in Launchpad. So there's always lots of great information, lots of great resources for you guys. So please do come to the regional blog once in a while and take a look at the different blog posts that we have available for you. I hope you found this video helpful.